Okay, this is an interesting plot twist. John B. Crist defends megachurch pastors. This is really interesting. So John B. If you guys didn't know, John B. Crist is a massive Christian comedian. Kind of came up in making fun of churches and pastors and stuff like that. And now he's being very introspective on this. Check this out.
Looks like it's a First Baptist Church in Dallas. Okay. It says, meet the pastor. Please observe the following. No photos with pastor. Time constraints. No handshakes or hugs. Wellness. Pastor is unable to receive any items at this time.
Okay. So this is some massive church in Dallas, and they're saying, hey, you can meet the pastor, but no photos, no handshakes or hugs. Pastor can't receive any gifts. My question would be, as a pastor, why would you do a meet the pastor or meet and greet and not take photos, handshakes, hugs, or does it really say handshakes? Yeah, I don't know if it says handshakes. Unless it's like, maybe it's like an older pastor and he's like, has a weak immune system or something. But I would wonder why not take pictures and shake hands, right? Like if you're going to do a meet the pastor thing, it's weird. We have some live events coming up, the next Bless God Summit. And I can't wait to hang out with you guys and take pictures and shake hands and receive any gifts you have for me.
and whoever posted this is here to...
Someone said this must be a COVID sign. It could be, or it could be that the pastor's older and like is susceptible to get sick, you know?
Crush this.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Of course. Here to make fun of this.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I've talked to a couple of people about this. The local church, bro. Like when I started in comedy, I feel like it was 2012, 13, 14, 15, when I really was making a lot of content, kind of gently, lightly making fun of the church. I love the church. Obviously, my dad's a pastor. I think the only hope for America in the future is the health of the local church.
Come on. Only hope for America is a healthy local church. Local churches, 100%.
I feel like I was kind of roasting it, kind of making fun of maybe practices in the church. And I feel like it's gone so far in 2025 that I don't think my role anymore is to just trash on it. There's plenty of, I want to be like, I've kind of always been like, if everybody loves something, I'm like, I don't know about this. And
so I think it's interesting because some would argue that he kind of coined this style of comedy, like mocking the church, mocking Christians, people that genuinely mean well, and then your entire shtick is to just make fun of them. So it's interesting to hear him have this like full circle moment of like, I don't know if this is healthy anymore. You know?
Feel like my role going forward is to like not encourage it. I'm still obviously a comedian to make fun of stuff, but everybody is just we got it. Pastors are in mega yachts, okay? Yeah. Pastors are flying private. Pastors are the richest guy. It's like, dude, it's like, we got it. There are hundreds of thousands of churches and pastors that are humbly serving their communities.
How pervasive are the unhealthy aspects of church that do need to be called out and sometimes made fun of? How pervasive are these things? Is it the majority of cases? Is it 30%? Is it 20%? Is it this? You know, because I think it's a lot of the critique around churches, whether it's the comedians, whether it's the religion business documentary, similar to how the red pill treated marriage. You guys remember how the red pill would treat marriage? Why would you go into a contract where the person that you're going to partner with is incentivized to get all your stuff? The reality is they would throw out data that wasn't helpful. So they'd throw out data and be like, yo, 50% of marriages end in divorce. And you find out that that's actually not true. That it's really, that number is actually a projection that never came to pass. That was once this no-fault divorce law passes, marriages will potentially rise to 50%. When you look at the actual data, it's more like 35 to 40% of marriages end in divorce. And when you peel away, a big chunk of those divorces are actually folks who had second and third divorces, which if you have a divorce, you're more likely to get divorced the second. And if you got divorced the second time, you're more likely to get divorced the third time. So when you functionally look at the data, it's actually not even 35 and 40% of divorces. And so it's not a majority of divorces. And if you look at people who are waited until they were 18, working full time in church, practicing their faith, that the divorce and making an above average income, that the divorce rate actually plummets. Yet people will still point to that 50% number, which is false, or they'll point to the 40% number, which doesn't factor in folks who've gotten a second and third divorce. And then they will say, well, therefore marriage is a bad deal for men. That's the logic I feel like we see with the critique towards the local church at scale. I don't think this is as pervasive as we think it is. Now, should we tell people, hey, if you're going to get married, you need to take proper precautions. You need to be wise. You need to make sure that you go through premarital counseling. You need to make sure that you go through therapy. You need to make sure that you're a congruent person, that you work out these things. You need to make sure that you marry someone who is equally yoked and of the same faith as you. We should absolutely do that. And in some cases, this might get me in trouble. Even in the idea of marriage, there might be a time and a place where some people who are independently wealthy may need to get a prenuptial agreement, right, ahead of time. Someone's a multimillionaire and they're marrying someone that isn't, maybe they need to protect those assets that they are inheriting or inherited. Who knows? But it's a hasty generalization fallacy. It's a fallacy that takes too much of a small sample size and then spreads it out across too broad of a demographic. And I think that's what John Crist is, in a way, pointing out here.
Yeah. And I just am not on board with it. Just complete. I started like making fun of stuff, and then all these other people are, and I'm like, oh, I'm not this.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I think it's funny. I was reminded, I don't know who this pastor is, and obviously a meet and greet line at a church, but like, like this is
this is testing you right now. You want to go back to your old ways?
No. I go, dude. Well, if 1,000 people want to meet this, I don't know who the pastor is.
Sure.
I'm defending this pastor.
Yeah.
I go, hey, I would do this at my meet and greet. Hey,
yeah,
we got a lot of people to meet.
Yeah.
And also, everybody's trashing this pastor. Oh, who does he think he is? I don't know this guy. In defense of him, listen. You ever read that story about how? And this guy's not Jesus, obviously. Mm-hmm. But Jesus, you ever read that story about Jesus was teaching or talking to some people in a home? It was so packed. You know the story?
Through the roof?
Through the roof.
Yeah.
Two of his buddies. Okay, he was so
he goes into a Bible story, which I love, by the way. They're going to reveal who the pastor is.
sick. Two of his buddies like, we have to meet Jesus so bad. I'm not comparing this pastor to Jesus. They cut a hole in the roof and lowered him down.
Yeah.
You don't think during Jesus' time, all those people around him were like, no, you can't get to it. They had to have.
Yeah.
If they were going to that extent to get to Jesus, the disciples would have been crushed in 2025 for saying, no, I thought this was Jesus. I thought you meet up. Yeah, there's too many people. We're not going to be able to get to dinner if you keep blocking this doorway. Get out of it. They had to have.
Yeah.
Based on the size of the crowds that were following him, they had to have.
Right.
I'm just saying, in the defense of this pastor, the sign is a tricky look.
Yeah, but the sign didn't come from nowhere.
A lot of people,
you know what I
that's
mean?
what
Like
I'm saying.
the sign came because
Yeah.
these were problems. Everybody wanted to take a picture.
Everybody wanted to bring him a gift.
Everybody wanted
Yeah.
a handshake and hug. He was getting sick.
Yeah. Now you probably shouldn't make this sign. You should probably just communicate that or do a better job of. But
right.
I was going to rip him. How many people do you think are at this church?
By the way, when I do certain things and I have security with me, not that I'm John B. Crist or this pastor, but there are times where I'm in a public setting and I might have security with me. Sometimes the security will go above and beyond to try and protect me, and it can get weird. But that's what they're there for. They're supposed to do that.
How many members of this
I would
church?
guess it's First Baptist
I don't
Church,
know.
Dallas. I would guess
I
this
hope
is probably
big. I mean, if it's small, that would be a problem.
10,000 people.
First Baptist Church, Dallas.
16,000.
What do you mean?
He's also
Dude, you got some rules.
one of Fox News' main contributors.
Yeah.
Who is it?
His name is Dr. Robert Jeffress.
Okay, so let's look up Dr. Robert Jeffress real quick. Dr. Robert Jeffress, I mean, this is clearly an older gentleman, right? Dr. Robert Jeffress is a senior pastor at First Baptist Church, Dallas, a well-known Southern Baptist mega church. He is also Fox News. Yeah, so this dude, I could see a lot. I mean, he's like, what is his age? He's 69 years old. When you're that old, I mean, that's not that old, but like when you're older and you're meeting 500 people that all want a handshake and a picture, you can be more likely to get sick. So I think there's nothing wrong with this pastor saying, or his team saying, "Hey, we're not doing pictures, or we're not doing hugs and handshakes right now."
Hey, shout out! Hey, you know what I'm trying to do in my meet and greet? Have these rules. I'm trying to have too many people want to do too many nice things for me that I got to set some limits.
I'm not mad at this.
16,000 is a lot of people. Bro.
That's a lot of
if
people.
half the people want to come talk to you, that's 8,000.
There was some like documentary that was like, we're exposing the church. Remember they wanted to come on the pod?
Yeah.
And I was like, no. Also, exposing pastors on private jets. I did that joke in 2014, 10 years ago. We got it. There are some pastors abusing the system.
Yep.
Yeah, they're definitely are.
Come on.
Yes, no one's disagreeing with that. I'm just so sick of everybody just trashing the church. Josh Benson had a take the other day. He's like, I'm leaving this church because my pastor is driving a Tesla. He goes, that's a $35,000.
Yeah,
that's not.
What? Yeah.
He's like, what?
By the way,
the pastor.
We talked about this in my video defending Russ B. Johnson. That happened to him. He has a Model 3 that someone left his church for because it's too nice of a car. It's a $35,000, $40,000 car.
in a neighborhood. What's he supposed to do?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
It's just so much piling
Like,
on.
where is the line?
I just
How much
go,
is he allowed to make?
Hey, I didn't get accepted to the worship team at my church. Your voice is bad. And for also all the people that are giving to those pastors in the private jets, look yourself in the mirror.
Sure.
Why are you giving hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Yeah. Anyway, shout out to John B. Crist. Channel's called Net Positive. Go watch the full clip. I thought it was dope. I think this is a good conversation to be had. I think it's trendy to dunk on churches right now. I think it's like a thing, right? It's like, we're just gonna make sure that we just keep piling on to things we already know aren't good. It's just like, I don't know, it feels exhausting, you know? Hey, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you liked it, then hit the like button. If you liked it a lot and have a thought to share, leave a comment. If you are listening to this on the podcast app, make sure to leave a review, and you could even leave a comment over there. And if you want to watch another video that is recommended just for you, hit this video over here. Let me know if they nailed it. Also, you can partner with us monthly, which helps us out a lot in our monthly community. Get access to early drops and all that kind of good stuff over here. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.